My hair looks super golden right now. And maybe it's just because I washed it? That's embarrassing for me. Okay, so hello weirdos. I'm coming to you from a new setup because I attempted to de-depression my apartment, and this is the result in terms of where it made sense to film and still have lovely books in the background. Today is I'm going to be talking about my plans for Asian Readathon. I am super excited. This is run every year by Reads with Cindy. There is, it will leave a link to the video and to the various links that, like the Storygraph challenge, in the description below, if I remember to do so. No guarantees. So there are 5 prompts. They're meant to be easy, and with each of these prompts, if you have multiple books, they have to be from authors who are from different areas of the world and different areas of Asia. The first prompt is a prompt that just says, read a book written by an Asian author. This one, I haven't settled on one because it just kind of depends on the speed in which I read through the books. And so I've decided to go with any of the danmei that I own. And all the danmeis are written by various authors, but they're all from China, which is why I've kind of let this one be this one. So some of the ones that I'm thinking are the 5th volume in Heaven's Official's Blessing. This is by Moshan Tongshu. This is, yep, this is gay. They're all gay. Another one I have is Husky and His White Cat Shizen. This is by Rubao Buchiro. Another gay thing. Another one we have is 1,000 Autumns. This is by Meng Zhishi. One that isn't published by 7 Seas, one that I've learned about recently and acquired recently, is The Golden Terrace. This is by Chang Bu Bin by Gay Arranged Marriage. And the one that I think is the most likely, because I'm starting it tomorrow, I don't know if I'll finish it. It just kind of depends on if I finish it or not before this ends. And that is the 3rd volume in the Scum Villain Self-Saving System. Trying to read the stuff that like has fully come out yet. So all 4 of them have been published. That's this one. So maybe if I finish this one, I'll read this one next. But I don't know. I'm not settled. I put this one down as the one that I'm probably gonna read because I'm gonna set it. But it's the 22nd now, and like, sure, the end of the month is like 8 days away. But with the speed in which I'm going through books recently, I might finish this, I might not. It's kind of like a no guarantees situation. So I just decided to go with any of these as my options for this prompt, because they're all Chinese and gay, and I'm going to read all of them at some point. The next prompt that we have is read a book featuring a friendship between at least 2 Asian characters. And I didn't even know where to like start with this one, because again, I could have chosen something from here, but I didn't want to, because again, I was just like, oh, let's see if I find other things that fit into the niche of the other things, and then I can just kind of choose a danmei to fit in to whatever category that's left over. So what I did is I turned to the page, the Storygraph page, and I was looking through what people have added and what people have not added, and I saw The Jasmine Throne, and I was like, I own a copy of this. I've been meaning to read this. I think I have a copy of this audiobook checked out in my library currently, and this is by Tasa Shuri, who is Indian, and I think this one's queer as well. And I think it's sapphic. So I don't know what the friendship angle in this is. And do I even know really what this is about? I'm reading the back and it says, trapped by her despotic brother within the crumbling walls of an ancient temple, Princess Mylene dreams of vengeance, forced to disavow her birthright and her power because of her past maidservant Priya dreams of freedom. gay shit. In a world beset by wild magic and a turbulent uprising, their destinies will become irrevocably entangled, and together they will set an empire ablaze. That's this one. I'm excited for this. Finally excited to actually like start some of the books that I have checked out from my library. The next one I don't actually have a physical copy of, but the prompt for it is read a book about an Asian author or featuring an Asian character that shows them going on an adventure. And for that I chose Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, who is Korean. And this one won the fiction for the Goodreads Choice Award, so I have to read it for that project. So I was like, well, why not use it for this as well? And that is the reason why I do not own a copy of it, but I will insert a picture of it. Oh, my lovely yellow mug. I love this mug so much. My brother's favorite color is yellow, and he doesn't have this mug. I do. Ha ha ha. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. I don't know much about the plot, but I've heard very, very good things about this, and I heard that if you like video games, you will like it. Because it's very like nerdy in that way, and I don't play video games. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, because I don't think enjoyment is contingent on the video games, but I don't play video games. So it'll be interesting to see me navigate that world. At work, it's so fun because, and by so fun I mean it's not fun, because one of the huge things we have to do is have our students make games. So when people talk to me about games, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. My like boss was like, oh, this kid recreated this Pokemon game. I was like, what? And I know the Pokemons were a game, but I was like, what? I've never played this Pokemon game, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's a comedy of errors at work with me and video games. But that is okay. But moving on to the next prompt, we have read a book written by an Asian author or featuring a Asian character focused on self-discovery or identity. And that I decided to go with The Bone Witch. Again, this was kind of one of those things where I was like, I am not sure which one to choose for this. That again would not also possibly categorized as one of the .May books that I want to read. So I was going through the list and saw The Bone Witch by Rin Chupego, who I picked this book up a couple years ago for the Asian Readathon, and didn't finish it. Or didn't even start it, to be quite frank. Did not start it, because I think I utterly failed that Asian Readathon that year. But this, I'm going to give it another try to hopefully read it in this year's Asian Readathon. Do you remember what this is about? It says that she's different than all the other witches in her family. Her gift for necromancy makes her a bone witch who is feared and ostracized by the kingdom, for theirs is a power elemental magic that can reach beyond the boundaries of the living and the human. So I think that's why I picked it up initially, because necromancy, and I think that is fucking awesome. If you can't tell by my Gideon books. Author is from the Philippines. Next prompt is read a book about an Asian character who is a hot mess, famous or eccentric, and immediately I thought of Wei Ying. I can't choose Danmei, because Danmei was like, oh, let me choose other books first, and then slot the Danmei in. Okay, but for that, I saw that For Weddings was on there, and I was like, wait, Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Swanto. This involves a murder mystery, or like a murder, right? And the character is a hot mess, I think, in this one, the main character, and that's why the main character needs to dial her aunties. Yeah, she winds up accidentally killing her blind date. So that was this one. The author, Jessie Q. Swanto, is from Indonesia. And what I loved most about this reading these books that I've chosen is that I do not need to borrow any of these. or buy any new books. I can just buy books. I can just, oh my god, I can just use books that I already own or I'm already planning on reading. Though I do have to see if my school's library does have a copy of Tomorrow, because I cannot get it from a library. I could just buy it. That would be fine as well. But I'm going to see first if my school library has a copy that I can. Yeah, so there you go. That is my list for this year. I'm excited. Let me know what books you guys are reading. I'm sorry, it's late at night and I'm tired. Although, I don't know, I've like this weird burst of energy. Maybe it's because I've been drinking caffeine. Because I've been drinking Earl Grey tea. I think that's it. Alright, have a wonderful week. Goodbye.